Hi all, I am Zorea and I will present a pictorial co-authored with Professor Katsuhiko Kushi, Audible Imagery, Creative Contemplations on the Sounds of Home. In this project, we discuss the creative potential of listening to the sounds of home. We also demonstrate how the multimodal coupling of listening and drawing can enrich the design of new domestic sound interactions. Sounds are inseparable from our daily experience, inducing the image of objects, gestures, and habits. In recent years, digital devices transform our auditory environment. Artificial product sounds are embedded in our homes, and sound design is gaining attention in HCI. Product sounds like notifications and alerts were traditionally designed to convey information. But the emergence of sonic interaction design inspired a host of experiential applications like sonification, embodied interactions, and acoustic environments. Behind these product sounds lay various concepts of listening that supported designers over the years in creating rich and meaningful interactions. Several describe listening as an acoustic experience, while others focus on how people infer the object or event that caused the sound. Some contextualize sound within a particular landscape or culture, or within a symbolic system, like language. In HCI, researchers engage listeners to describe, categorize, and map sounds, using mediums like text, movement, vocalization, and sound synthesis. But there is still much to discover about listening to the sounds of home. After all, while designers design the sounds, it is listeners who make them part of their homes. So in this pictorial, we explore how listeners produce the imagery of home, using drawing as a central medium of inquiry. Drawing is an exploratory activity that provides insights into people's thinking processes. Moreover, sketches can form an extension of one's mental imagery and facilitate the creation of new meanings. Our study was a two-phased process. First, we experimented with the sound diary kit in Japan, and later we held a participatory exhibition in Tel Aviv and analyzed its materials. So the sound diary kit is an original data collection tool that encourages people to reflect on the sounds at their homes. The kit includes an audio recorder and a worksheet with columns for where and when sounds were heard, what information was gained, mood and bodily sensations. 5 participants in their 20s to 60s from Japan documented the sounds of their homes for 3 to 5 days. From the collected data, we chose 16 sounds and their drawings. Then, we held a participatory exhibition for 1 week in Tel Aviv. We numbered the sounds from the kit experiment, and people could hear them through an interactive interface and view their drawings on the gallery walls. In participatory exhibitions, visitors contribute their impressions of exhibited artifacts, so we ask them to draw what they heard with black markers on long paper rolls and attach to their drawings the number of the sounds. By playing the sounds away from their original context and providing tools for drawing, we aimed to elicit visitors' genuine interpretations. Visitors created a total of 98 drawings. Here are 5 sense-making themes that emerged from a thematic analysis on these visuals. The first theme of episodic simulation demonstrates how sounds can evoke memories of daily procedures and happenings. The recorded sounds triggered visitors' simulation of activities like household chores, beauty, and care routines. In such episodic simulations, people use their imagination to simulate future events and activities. This idea may expand popular functions like notifications and alerts, as sounds can not only notify on future events, but also support their planning and execution. The second theme is Sociocultural Imagery, where visitors situated the sounds from Japan within local soundscapes and collective sound cultures. A Buddhist monk chanting in the streets of Kyoto was drawn as local religious sound marks like Christian cemeteries and calls to prayers at mosques. Plugging a cable into an amplifier was drawn as the iconic portrayal of aliens. And a CD played backward was drawn as 90s commercial handheld game consoles. Voicing diverse cultures is a significant challenge in emergent sound technologies, especially given the influence of European music and, more recently, that of technocultures in these fields. Drawing is shown here as a versatile tool for sharing meanings across cultures that can facilitate an inclusive and diverse practice. In the third theme, people drew what they thought were the objects or actions that produced the sounds, like in causal listening. For instance, the sizzling of a frying pan was drawn as rain, a light switch as a door lock or a tongue click, and the opening of a jar as a stapler. This is interesting because they could find out what caused the sounds by looking at the gallery walls. But they enjoyed guessing objects from their acoustic properties and compare their drawings to those from Japan. Designers and researchers engage more and more participants in the sound design process, but there is still a way to go. The defamiliarization of sounds and their intriguing rediscovery through drawing may inspire new ways to engage participants and gain genuine insights. Among some, this defamiliarization encouraged speculation. They deconstructed the sounds, stretched their auditory affordances, and drew from them imagined objects and mechanisms. One person drew the whirring of a fan as the coiled tension of a spring mechanism. Water was drawn as a granular material, and a single light switch was drawn as its multiplicity. The HCI field gradually acknowledges drawing as a speculative medium for research and design. As emergent technologies like mixed realities include more and more sound interactions, designers can use drawing to interrogate, speculate, and ideate new sonic experiences. The last theme is experiential imagery, where listeners translated auditory experiences into visual expressions. They expressed rhythm, pitch, and timbre using continuous and segmented lines, scattered dots, and amorphic and abstract shapes. Outside their possible contribution to embodied and multimodal interactions, such visuals have the capacity to communicate implicit experiences and sensations. Product sound design is a multidisciplinary process, including designers, engineers, and musicians describing sounds in different ways. There is a need for communicative description strategies, and drawing can be further explored for that purpose. Throughout the themes, we see how listening is entwined with the creation of meaning, and how domestic product sounds are participatory in nature. This duality implies new functional directions and aesthetic and critical considerations, but beyond that, the themes highlight the potential of coupling listening and drawing to study these very qualities. Drawing enabled listeners to contemplate their experience in an embodied way, to concretize and contextualize implicit sonic experiences and intuitions, facilitate imagination, ideation, and invention, and advanced intersubjectivity and the sharing of meanings across individuals, cultures, and disciplines. From actualization to imagination, concretization to abstraction, drawing can contribute to the sound design process and address current challenges in the field. While this project was intended as an exploratory action rather than an empirical study, we hope it inspires future work on designing the sounds of home. Thank you for listening.